All right. Hey, Tracy Repchuk here. Welcome. It's been a very exciting journey, and we are now on day 4 of the 5-day challenge on how to create an online program guaranteed to sell. So far, we have found our target market. We have created that offer, the irresistible offer. We have figured out how to promote and sell it. And today we are all about how do you deliver it, all right? So first, thank you for joining me today. I'm loving the social connections while we have to practice social distancing. I hope you're having as much fun as I am because I have gone into hyper create mode across all social media platforms and my numbers are rising. If you have missed any of the series, they will be available in my youtube.com/Tracy Repchuk channel. So you can spend more time really just going over the concepts again. And remember to subscribe because I have a boatload of content that I am working on for that. I also want to remind you that this is interactive. So be ready to respond in the comment area if I ask you a question. Okay, I'm just getting the comment area so that I can see it. Great, here we go. All right, so now we have at this moment sold our 10. Yay! So it's time to deliver what they bought. But imagine how great it's going to feel when you've sold that 10. And I can actually tell you as well, when you make that first sale, that is a magic moment. Because now you'll have belief, and from that, the rest come easy. It is that first one, and once you've done it, I can tell you, and just imagine the feeling of that $3,000 bucks. And more importantly, you're getting paid to create your content. It's actual genius, all right? Let me know in the chat area if you believe at this point that you can sell 10 people. Once you get that right idea, once you get that irresistible offer, I want to see you all share where you are mindset-wise. Yes, excellent. Way to go, Tara. Good. Yes, okay, good. Marcy, excellent. Noelle, very good. Good, they're all coming in. Very good. Now, let me tell you. Oh, excellent. Way to go, Mary. Good. Yeah, because, you know, there is a line out there that says, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And it's very good, kind of a mindset parameter. So check your mindset if you didn't jump at hell yes, okay? Just kind of take a look at what's causing you reservation, all right? Because if it's technology, if it's you don't have the right offer yet, those are definitely things I can help you get over. But you have to believe, this is all I'm asking you to believe at this moment, is you have enough content in your head to help somebody with a problem that they have, and you are able to do that. That's kind of what we're looking for, all right? Okay, good. In time of people wanting fast change, is 12 weeks too long? Why not 8 or 9? You can reduce this to an 8-week, an 8-week program, making it 4 modules, okay? And again, or a 9-week program. And what I do there is I make it 4 modules and an overall Q&A class, right? An overall end of the program class. You can shorten this, and I would maybe experiment with that. The reason I have it as 12 weeks for my program, okay, it all depends on the content you're delivering. So the content that I deliver is meaty. So for example, let's say I gave you, which I have, right? I've given you as the homework after a class to create your irresistible offer, right? You need that week to create it, and then we get together again for a Q&A class, and then there's going to be revisions. As great as everybody is, I usually end up revising, like, hey, you forgot this as a bonus, or you know, I help with positioning on of the offer in the order. This should be here, that should be there, that's distracting, whatever, right? So because my content is extremely meaty and it requires somebody to go and do something, right? You're creating that offer. Now you got to go and sell 10 people, right? If I did my challenge less time, um, people wouldn't finish. Like people won't get to the end. My goal, if you only have one goal in this program and the Your $1,000,000 Design, for example, it's to sell those 10 people. That's it. I want to be, your assistant while you do that. And so for me, sometimes people are extremely slow at selling or closing, or quite frankly, doing it. Getting out there to Facebook and posting, getting out there to LinkedIn and posting, going to a networking event. Obviously, we can't do that right now, but going to a network event and coming up with your 25 seconds, thing. So when that occurs, I need that extra time. If you have a concept like that does not take that much, it doesn't take a lot of thinking. It really is just, here's the content, here's what you do. Next week we're going to get together and you're going to know it, right? If that's then yes, you can shorten this. And so you can shorten it to the lesser modules, and things of that nature. Okay. Excellent. Okay, good. So yes, we've got our 10 people. Yay. All righty. So next. Okay. So we're going to take a look now at kind of putting the whole thing together, which means setting up your Facebook page, selecting a start date and creating the schedule, getting in the basics, creating an outline of the first module. Then you're going to teach it, record it, upload the replay, and send it to participants. This is all that's involved in the delivery of the program. And I can tell you also, once you've done those first few Zoom calls, you should, of course, practice beforehand, but you're going to get really comfortable and then get more and more excited about sharing what you know. And I can tell you with certainty, the hard part at this moment is done. You sold it, okay? That's the piece. The rest is a breeze, okay? So congratulations. At this point, you have sold your 10. Now, the first step is to set up your Facebook or LinkedIn private community. And in fact, for your kind of lesson this week as part of your exercise, what I'm going to do is have you set this up kind of immediately, as soon as you have your program ID and program name. The reason is, if you do this now, you can start to get interest, and those, start moving people into this community. Later, they can actually be people you sell once your offer is completed, right? So right now, you're kind of in a nurturing and create mode in a little Facebook community, which will ultimately turn into your private members community. Next, you will create the schedule. This is really easy. All you're going to do is pick a day and time each week, and that's when it's going to be. You will then use this data to create the schedule the members will have, and you set it up on Zoom. And I suggest you also manually put this in your own calendar on your computer, so that you get reminded and never book on top of it. I always make sure that it's there. Okie doke. Next, we're going to get in the basics. So you will have your computer and your headset, okay? When you buy your headset, just make sure it's wireless. You don't want cords all over the place. Then you'll need to invest in the webinar platform, which is called Zoom. I would recommend getting this system at around member number 7 now, because at that point you can start to play with it, get familiar with it, and things of that nature, get a little more comfortable with it and the features, okay? And then you're going to take a look at your topic and presentations again. And what you're going to start to take a look at here is, do you have these modules in the right order? Okay, because in the beginning, you're kind of chucking it out quite quickly. We got our offer going. But at this point now, we're like, okay, we're about to actually start to create content in sequence. When I originally sold my program, it was out of sequence. And I discovered that at this very stage. I was like, you know what? This should actually be put before this because they're not quite there technology-wise. So that was something I realized at this stage. So in my case, we have our module 1, where you're going to really find your market and find out where they're hanging out. Module 2 is the irresistible offer. Module 3 is how do you market your course? How do you sell it? Module 4 is delivery, which is where we are now. Module 5 is the 100K focus formula. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. And module 6 is how do you streamline all of this, okay? So you're going to start to really get a good look at the ordering at this stage, all right? And that will be where we are at this point. Now, setting up your Zoom at this point is a little bit tricky, but once it's done, you can set it up as a template and just keep using that for future classes. So I'm going to highlight the biggest mistake most people make so you don't make it, and that is this, all right? The biggest thing in there is when you are creating it, you want to set the time to recurring and set up all the dates under the one webinar. So don't create separate webinars. That way, this makes it really easy to update and very easy for people to register. They register once and they sweep through all of the classes. And that makes it really nice. They just join once and they're registered for the entire series. And then if you have to make any changes to the content or what it says, it can sweep and update all of them for you. You, again, don't have to go in individually. And that was the one thing I noticed that most people erred on in setup. Then you start to build the infrastructure for the first lesson. So how you do this is actually up to you. Now, I put general topics together, like you see kind of on the left there. And what I do is then when I'm teaching it, I just start talking about them in the training. So I have these as a guideline for me. It helps me make sure that I'm covering everything, but it's not scripted. So I didn't spend hours, putting something together for this because I already have the knowledge. I just need to get it out. Now, to the right, you're actually seeing a look at the 5 phases of this program, which helps to take your knowledge into different areas and plan for what you do once you finish the delivery of your course. Okay, so now we're not going to be covering this in particular or fully. It's just too much to do. But tomorrow, I'm going to go over enough of this that you understand how to get good momentum and grow your content into a streamlined income machine. So let me know if you're excited about tomorrow and seeing kind of the formula and how this all comes together. All right, let's see who's all ready, because you can see this thing here is sitting at 141,000. This is actually the structure, but tomorrow I'm going to teach you a much simpler version of this. Excellent, good. Okay, thank you. Very fun. All right, so then you need to figure out how you're going to deliver it. And good news, there isn't a lot of ways you need to know. So again, the delivery of your program is the easy part. So you take your headset and computer and you get into Zoom and you have the content layout or structure of your first module ready for delivery. So the first way you can deliver it is to have your computer screen displaying like you see happening live with mine right now. And as an added feature, you can have on video as well, okay? Again, like I do. Now, the one thing I do in my course, which I'll tell you, is when I'm doing the actual training, I don't have me on video. And when I'm doing the Q&A, I have me on video, just to kind of help differentiate between the two, all right? And it's totally a preference thing. The second way you can do it is old school. You can stand in front of a whiteboard, and I have done this as well, and you can talk and write. Literally kind of tons of concepts can be done this way. And when the content isn't visually heavy, like in my situation it is, but you know, you could literally just have the main concept shown to keep the structure in, or you can have the content module agenda like you're following on there, so you can easily follow along with your structure. And then the last way is for people that need to do physical demonstrations, for example, Pilates, yoga, physical therapists, chiropractors. When you need to show something on a body, in this case, you can actually get a camera on a tripod versus your laptop and have it facing you where it needs to be. So let me know in the chat area, which one of these do you think you'll be doing? So you have just the computer, you have you in front of a whiteboard, or you have a camera. You're doing computer. Do the letters need to be backwards? I don't know what that means. My answer is no. I've never done anything like, you know, when I'm writing on a whiteboard, I just write on it. Mostly PowerPoint, and you need to show some physical items. That's great, because then you can say, hey, here's this or whatever you need to show, or here's a natural supplement that you should be using, and make sure you get this one that has this, you know. Yes, totally easy to do that. Okay, you need to demonstrate, totally fine. Yep, good. I need to show movement, so your camera is needed. Excellent. And again, you can have your iPhone on a tripod, right? So it doesn't need to be overly expensive or things like that. We actually have a camera that we attach to my computer that can sit out there. I'm not using that right now. I'm actually just on my laptop. But if I want to show a bigger range of scenery, I'll actually have that camera out there. Good. Excellent. Well done, guys. Good. All righty. Now you are talking, presenting, showing, and all you have to do to build your asset is hit record. You can see that you have the kind of the pause and the stop recording. So you know that's what's happening, right? This is a huge place for an error, and that is you're all excited. People are coming on. You didn't want to record any garbage at the beginning, so you decide to wait to hit that record button, right? And then you forget. I have had clients do this despite the fact that I've told them to do the following, and that is, I always have a Post-it note on my screen that I remove when I'm hitting record, all right? So that way you don't want to miss it. So you have a note and you pull it off, all right? Because you definitely do not want to miss recording this. This is the whole key. The record is actually where those three dots are for the, right there under the more. This is your tab menu in Zoom. When you click on this, the record button is there. You can see right now mine says like pause recording and stop recording, because I'll be recording, because I'm already recording at that point. But the recording button is in place where that pause recording is. Okay. And if you have the video camera on you, you know, that means right there, actually, let me tell you about this area. This is where that little red dot is. That tells you it's recording, right? So if you're ever in a panic, you can just check that little button and it tells you. And the stop share that means you are sharing your screen, all right? So if you want to not share your screen, for example, let's say you're going live to something and you don't want them to see you type in a password, you can actually momentarily stop sharing and then bring it back on, okay? And then last but not least, if you have the video camera on you, like I do, that means you will be recorded as well. So you can start with you on. Then if you want, you can shut it off and do training if you're using PowerPoint or a presentation like this. And then at the end, you can bring you back on, or you can have it on you the whole time, or you can have it off you the whole time. It just becomes whatever you start to be comfortable with, okay? You just really want to get comfortable with the tool. Great, good. Then at the end of the 12 weeks, you have an entire course that you can sell as a do-it-yourself, right? That means you've got the content, and they get that and not you, okay? And you can sell that for like $297 or $497. And then while you continue to offer what you just did again with you, and then of course at this point, you can raise your price if you're comfortable, if you're ready to raise your price, raise your price. And then you can have both going, a without you version and a with you version. And this is where the money starts to really come into play. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that tomorrow. And that is where you're double dipping your income and really leveraging your content. Who likes that? Is the chat visible in the recording? No, it's not. So all of this that you see happening, or all of the questions that you guys are asking me, you won't see that in the video. But they send you a separate file. You get your video, and then you get a separate file, and that's the entire chat. Now, you can do two things with that chat. If you want to share it with your members, you can do that. It's in a text form. If you want to use that so you can go through to see if you missed any questions, to see if something occurred that you didn't catch because it goes quickly, you can do that as well. So it's a backup file, but it does not appear in the recording. All right? Okay, who's liking this double dip method now? Once you've got your recording, yay, you've got your do-it-yourself version, and now you're going to take this content that you've just already done and you're going to do it again. The cool part about this is you can do it now one of two ways. You can repeat all 12 weeks or however many weeks you do again, which means you're going to train again and you're going to do the Q&A again, especially because that first time you go through, there's some bumps in the road. That's why they got it for the low cost. So you can choose to do it the whole thing again and get it streamlined, cleaner. Or if you want, if you felt that first run that you did was really good, then you leave the training alone and you just show up for the Q&A class. That means you're now working only 6 weeks of the 12 and you're getting paid more money. That is a great example of working less and making more. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. All righty. Next. Then you're going to, once you're done this, you are going to put it somewhere, put the video somewhere so that your members can rewatch it. Now, I personally use Vimeo for all recorded training content. The reason is this is a paid platform, and I know, and I really like this actually, because they can't get rid of me, okay? I've paid for it, you've got my videos, these are mine, that's my asset. On social media, you know, such as posting it to YouTube, given that that's a social media platform, you are opening up to a vulnerability there, because it's free. you could end up in a situation where if they don't like you anymore, they can literally say goodbye and shut the whole thing down, right? So I don't put any important content on YouTube because of that. All right. And that's the same for all, that's the nature of social media. If Facebook doesn't like me tomorrow, they can shut me down. Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of them hold all the cards. They control the game. So that really, to me, is a really big business saving tip, so that you do not lose that asset that you just built. Okay, and you can see here, for example, this is my Vimeo account. This is the content for all my memberships and programs. You can see right here, I have over 1,600 videos, and I have 1 follower and 2 likes, and that's probably me mucking. Because nobody knows about this channel, right? Nobody knows where it's coming from. All of these are private links, and they're password protected for members only. So I would not like to have the entire asset build that I have created over the last 12 years swallowed by a mishap between me and YouTube. Okay, now you have to send it to your participants. Now, because you haven't automated or streamlined yet, that will come later after your first run through. For now, you will simply put them into your Facebook group, or you're going to just post a link into your Facebook group, or you're going to send that link via an email. And if you have 10 members and you don't have an autoresponder system yet, you're just going to send out 10 emails. Okay, no big deal. It's easy. I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, just to kind of, you know, keep it simple for clients and things of that nature, so that you don't have to start learning massive autoresponder systems yet. Our goal is to sell 10, get the content created so that you now have the ability to streamline all of that and really grow your business into a 6-figure enterprise from one idea. Okie doke. Now, the 2 keys to success, of course, is the fact that you got paid to build it. To me, that is one of the most exciting things that can occur. And last but not least, you have the recordings. This is your asset, right? The content that you created becomes your distribution asset, and it's what you can make money from. And that is a great thing. Now, so you just want to really incorporate all of that asset into your 6-figure formula, which we're going to go over tomorrow. So that's, quite frankly, it for delivery. If it looked easy, it's because it is. All right. You're going to have 2 weeks between each of your classes to make your content. So there is no need to panic that, oh my God, I'm selling something that's not built. Don't worry. You will be so motivated by time you have sold this thing that you will get your content built and you will deliver it. It's simply in your nature to do that. So you don't have to have any worries on that. There's nothing like urgency and necessity for you to get something done. All right. And when someone pays you, you're going to make sure you are ready. That's the focus that I'm talking about as well. All right. So for your exercise, which will be arriving to you shortly if it hasn't already, the only thing I expect you to do, you know, for this challenge is to set up a Facebook or LinkedIn group and start promoting it. Start getting people in there. You know, we really want to dig the well before you need the water. That way you're going to be ahead of the game. That means you'll already have people in those groups that you can sell to. And once you have your irresistible offer, boom, that's where the gates can really start to open. You present that to them. They're sitting there, ripe for the picking. They have said, I like this topic, and you're about to come in and say, hey, I noticed you like this topic. I got this really cool thing coming on, and that's where you're going to play the dance. Okay. There we go. Okay, so question. If you are teaching for an educational group, a college or a class, Yes, right. Dig the well before we need the water. Is there more to that, Noelle? I feel like it's half a question. Can you use this content? You mean to sell? Um, I don't see why not if they're willing to buy it. There's, um, yeah, you can sell this thing all over the place if you want. You can license it. You can franchise it. It is your asset. It is your kind of, content. And so you can actually do what you want. And if an educational institution is willing to pay for it, yay. That's a great thing. Yeah. The only thing you have to watch is, let's say you originally built this out of college. Because I'm not sure. Let's say a college paid you to create content and you are presenting that content at a college, and then and it was recorded, and then you're asking, can I take that content and take it with me? The answer might be no to that. If you have created content for somebody else that they paid you, that's theirs now. Yeah. Now, so it looks like you're asking, if you created content, you presented it at a college, they did not record it, unless it is clearly stated in the contract that you cannot duplicate that material anywhere else, the answer is yes, you can go and do it. It all depends at that moment on your contract. And so if you had a contract for that content, I would go over that contract with a fine-tooth comb and a lawyer and ask, what are the implications of me, and can I take the content that I shared with them and share it elsewhere? And so this is a good point for me to make here, is that if you are signing a contract and someone is paying you for your content from your head and to present it elsewhere, you make sure in that contract they do not have sole rights to that content. They have sole rights to reuse or license the content for their purposes, and they can do anything they want, but they cannot prevent you from also doing anything you want. That is something you're going to have to make sure in a contract of that nature that you get handled. On Zoom, you mentioned to make it recurring. I have clients with dance and fitness studios. What if a class needs to be canceled last minute due to some unforeseen occurrence? No problems. That's where this fact that you go to one place and change it is not a problem. You log in, you change the date on that, and it actually notifies everybody that there's been a date change. But of course, in the situation where somebody would come to a physical location, you better be sure you call them as well or text them and make sure you get confirmation they got it. But Zoom actually handles that very easy. I'm creating content for an online class, and because they aren't paying you to create the content, we agree the content is mine to use. Perfect. That is exactly what you do, Mary. Yes. They are contracting me, not the content, I believe. Here's the thing. Belief doesn't matter. The contract does. You have to get that contract and get it out and really look at what they signed you for, signed up for. And if there was no contract, and this is like a, hey, I'm paying you $500, can you come teach 4 classes at the college? Great. There's no contract. They can't control you at all. But if there was a contract, you need to go through it. Okay. All righty. So very good job, guys. That's right, belief. That's what I said. Belief doesn't matter. The contract does. Exactly. Okay. Very cool. All righty. So here's the thing. We've been through all of the major steps, right? We've picked our target market. We have put together the irresistible offer. We've learned how to sell it, and we've learned how to deliver it. But here's the thing, I want to really help you make this a reality, right? So the linchpin to the success of your online course is the irresistible offer. And I want to help you create this, which is why I've made this invitation for those of you who want to take this a step further to join me in the Your $1,000,000 Design program. Because that way, as you're creating your offer and I am checking it, you're going to know that your idea is viable. You're going to ensure that your offer is correct. That way, when you're going out and selling it, you're not going to have a Q&A about, oh man, maybe this is failing because of the offer. You're actually going to have confidence in the offer. And so at that point, you're probably going to have more success selling it if you're not constantly questioning whether the offer is the way it should be. And it also makes sure that you have those bonuses that you need to make it irresistible. And again, this is why I have the incredible savings of $3,000 during the challenge. So if you join me for the next 12 weeks, you are also going to get the lifetime access to, of course, all of the materials. And again, this offer is going to expire after the challenge. So if you're thinking about it, just go to the yourmilliondollardesign.com and enter the promo code GOYMDD. And again, if you do pay in full, I am going to honor that one-on-one call that I talked about, where I'm going to help you get your topic, your program title, your 6 modules are going to be selected. I'm going to get everything named for you. And then I'll show you how to put it in the template that you have in the program. So it's just plug and play. It's all really very, very simple. Okay. And amazing, you get access, of course, to the programs, modules, and bonuses for lifetime access. And we can make sure that you get over any technical hurdles you might encounter. You're going to get all the different scripts for all the various social media platforms and situations. And you'll be able to have me review what you're saying live on your social media channels. If you've been doing this and people aren't buying, I'm going to go to your Facebook, I'm going to take a look at your chats, and I'm going to see what's happening. I'm going to go to your LinkedIn, I'm going to take a look at the layout and see what's happening out there, okay? And I'm going to help you to answer objections, replies, or anything that is happening from preventing you from getting your program sold, set up, and delivered. That's what I'm going to help you with, all right? Having someone in your corner that is adept at marketing, technology, systems, copywriting, scaling is absolutely priceless. So, and I just want to remind you too that if you need to split it into 3 payments, you can do that. But the best part is you get immediate access to all of the training, which means you can have your offer built 7 days from now, okay? Because even though the official 12 weeks hasn't begun, in the back end, I'm already reviewing offers and getting people through all of this through my private community before the official start of the next class. Now, you can be selling this in under 7 days, and you can start making money now. And even selling your 10, since right now we seem to have some time on our hands, this is actually a great moment to get that ninja cat focus. This is the perfect time, because when this chaos ends, right, through whatever it is we're going through right now, it's funny what will occur next. And that is massive confusion and overwhelm is going to be the new order of the day. I remember the fallout from SARS as I lived in Toronto, which was the greatest city affected by that. And you're going to be returning to the new normal, not what we knew. It's extremely hard during this time because the world as you know it will be gone. It becomes very different. We're going to be hitting a brand new world. It's going to be a new way of life, and it's going to require a new way of thinking and operating your business. And I'm hoping you bring me on to partner with you so that I can help you to achieve the success and the freedom that you deserve. All right, so tomorrow, our last day, is to me the funnest because I'm about to show you the six-figure formula when you do this thing right. I discovered this formula, I don't know, probably about 8 years ago for myself. I then started to test it on clients, and then I built an entire program and system around it once I saw the legitimacy and consistency of it. All you had to do, though, was apply the steps. All right, so that's all for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we get to see this six-figure formula. And when you see that, you're actually going to think and wonder about all the time you've been wasting on things that aren't making the cash register ring. Okay, so that's going to be what we take a look at. Tomorrow, you will see why focus is key. And when you don't let yourself get distracted, how easy this is to do. Okay, so next question, you'll need, Noel, you're asking for member login. Correct, you will get member login to the Message to Millions system. Okay, so that's the one you're coaching with me. That's a different program than this one. Yes, and of course, Rachel, you are a part of this one, so yay. Let's see, just concerned to buy one for two and then hundreds will have my content. Oh, what's this? Noel, do they have the recording? Do you have the recording? Oh, okay. Yeah, I have potential corporate client. I have a potential corporate client that can easily pass my 12-week course around to hundreds of people. So no, this is where contracts are very important for you. All right. So we know all about this because I come from software, right? I started a software company when I was 19, and I needed to learn really quick because we would sell to corporations. That's who I would sell my software to. But what if they duplicated that and put it across 100 machines? Now they have 100 copies of the one copy that they purchased my software for. And so, yes, you have to make certain in the contract that you state this is for one use, and that if they're going to pass to either different departments, they're going to pass to different branch offices, that there is a licensing fee. You can set the licensing fee so it's very clear, or you can say you're going to have to contact me for licensing requirements. If it were me, I would state the contract, I would state the licensing fee right within the contract, so they understand that, hey, if they take this content and let Joe down the road see it, that's going to cost. So here's the other thing, and this is why we set everything behind a membership site. Every single user must have their own user ID and password. So that helps you to monitor monitor numbers. And again, if you're getting into levels like this, please bring us on to set up your membership site. That is things that we do, of course. We do everything. We set up your membership site, your master sites, your funnels, your landing pages, your list building. We can write your emails. We can do everything for you, per se. But in particular, if you're going to deal with a corporation and you need to set up a situation where everything is behind a membership site and they get to license it. They do not get to have it. I think that's it. Blah, 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 blah. Just checking the last questions before we do our wrap today. I think I got them all. You can help us with licensee reuse, contract help. Okay, I don't necessarily help with contract help. I will tell you to go to a lawyer for that. What I will say is what you need to get that lawyer to put in there and what terms you need to have and things of that nature. I don't review contracts. I don't read them. I don't even read my own. If somebody sends me a contract, it goes straight to the lawyer. But I can tell you what to make sure you have in there. I had questions on LinkedIn groups, create one or join. You're going to be doing both. So this applies to Facebook as well. You are going to join groups to sell. You're going to create your own group to get people interested in the topic you have. So you own that group. So you can at that point, the other one you're going to be, remember, asking for feedback and ultimately hoping to sell somebody in there. But yours is an outright sell community. You're going to say to the people, this is the dig your well before you need a drink. You're going to say to those guys, hey, this is really exciting. I just wanted to keep you in the loop. I'm going to be announcing this amazing program. People that adopt early are going to get in for $297. It's really going to launch at $1,000 when it's done. But I'm looking for 10 people right now. If you're interested, let me know. And that's the type of thing you're going to say in your own little group. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, excellent. Good. Very good. So that's it for today. And until then, have a great rest of your day. I look forward to connecting more deeply with those who are going to take the plunge and invest in yourself with this program. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for our last and final day of how to create an online program guaranteed to sell. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.